Yeah.
So, okay, so talk.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello. And this and this and this and this and
Yeah,
this.
that's
and
fine.
this and
That
this
sounds
and
good.
this
That
and
sounds good. That sounds good. Okay, well, welcome to episode 4 of Footsteps in Folklore, everybody.
Is it season or season?
Episode
4?
4.
Already?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Okay.
Which is crazy because we've been doing this bi-weekly. So this is like 2 months? No, 1 month. 1 month of doing this?
No, it'd be 2 months. Bi-weekly would be 2 and 1 month. And then if there's 4, then that's...
2 a month. 2 a month is bi-weekly.
Yeah.
Wow, good at numbers. So normally we start the episode, the other person will guess what the storyteller is going to say. And you're our storyteller today.
Yeah.
But
Has that been the thing?
yeah, like not like intentionally, but that's kind of, we've done
Well,
that
like
every
last time we did, but yeah. Did that happen before?
Yeah, we've done that every episode.
Oh, oops.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice.
But we can't do that today because I know exactly where you're going to take us.
Where?
We're going to talk about Ben Nevis in Scotland.
Okay, but did you look at my thing?
No, because you have a video that you're going to show me that's relevant to the podcast later.
Ben is, any mountain is called a Ben.
No, but I saw Ben Nevis.
So you did look.
No, because you were showing me, because you have something on YouTube that you're going to show me later during the podcast, I'm guessing, right?
Well, not anymore because I couldn't find it.
Okay, but you were looking it up, and then a video that was related to that video came up on your phone that looked a little suggestive.
Yeah.
And you showed me because it was funny. But then while you were showing me, I saw what you searched in YouTube.
But I didn't ask you to look at that.
No, it was just there. Okay, well, okay, no, but that's okay. There's still something to guess though, because we're going to Ben Nevis in Scotland.
Yeah, what are we doing?
I have no idea. What I think, my theory, because you mentioned before that your favorite kind of story,
Yeah.
when it comes to like true crime / ghost / whatever,
Yeah.
is survival.
Yes.
Is this a Ben Nevis survival?
It is. I might as well not even tell you
No,
the thing.
we're
You
good.
probably already
Someone
know
survived
everything.
some unfortunate circumstance on Ben Nevis. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, we should cheers though. First episode of spooky season.
Oh, yeah.
Bread Brewing spiced ale, pumpkin spiced ale, and you have Garrison also pumpkin spiced ale,
No, it's pumpkin ale. Just pumpkin.
not spiced.
No, it's not pumpkin spice.
They taste kind of similar though.
No, they do not.
Well, you actually have a little bit of a palate for this stuff. For me, I'm just like, yep, alcohol.
This is for basic witches. Yours isn't for basic witches.
No, mine's for spicy pumpkins,
Yeah.
which is what they would call me in school growing up.
A spicy pumpkin.
A spicy pumpkin.
Are you joking?
No, they would call me other things I won't say on here.
Wait, they actually called you a spicy pumpkin? Oh, good.
I wish, because that would be actually kind of cute.
That would be kind of cute.
Yeah. Anyway, some great local brews that are appropriate for the holiday. So
Yeah. All right. You ready?
survival and Ben Nevis. Let's go.
Okay. Wait. So I have like a little title
Okay.
to get us going.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yep.
Ready?
Yep.
A 17-year-old lost on Ben Nevis in the dead of winter. 5 rescue teams, 50 hours, and 1 miracle.
Yeah. So intrigued. I mean, big mountain guy.
Yes.
If you know me, you know this. So any mountain in the world that you can hike up, I'm interested in, because I don't have technical mountaineering experience.
Yeah.
So Scotland is obviously a big place of interest for me because it looks beautiful.
And this is the highest one, and it's barely 4,000 feet.
Exactly. Yeah. And also living in Nova Scotia,
Yeah.
Scotland, New Scotland.
Yes.
So it's something I've read about a lot because it is one I would love to do. But you just got back from a 2-week road
Yeah,
trip
a little
around
road
Scotland,
trip.
which is amazing. So are you going to tell us about that a little bit?
Even though I didn't hike up Ben Nevis, we took like a little gondola, which actually I thought took us up Ben Nevis, but did not. So that's awkward.
Like partially though?
No.
Or not, just closer to it, like a better vantage
So it was
point?
part of it was called the Nevis Range Mountain Gondola. And so I just assumed for some reason that meant that was Ben Nevis. But actually it goes up So I'm totally going to butcher this, and I didn't even look it up because I would never get it right either way. But it's called Enochmore?
Enochmore.
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 Is that what it is?
Someone will correct us.
Whatever. So
I
that
don't
one.
know.
That one. So it's the UK's 8th highest mountain. So it took us up that 650 meters. So not all the way up, obviously.
Okay.
But then from there, you can see Ben Nevis. Like it was surrounded by mountains. Like it's a whole mountain range. But it's not actually Ben Nevis, but like it's like right there.
Takes you up a peak beside it.
Yeah. Because like Monroe's are like the smaller mountains, and then Ben's are like the bigger mountains.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I learned that on a reel while in Scotland because I got a lot of Scotland reels. And it's like, yeah, so it's like a Munro is a smaller one or something like that. And then a Ben is a bigger one.
Right. Interesting. And I know a lot of mountains up in Cape Breton here in Nova Scotia too, because there are, the settlers that came over were all Scottish.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Yeah.
So we do have a lot of mountains in Cape Breton that start with Ben too, which is interesting.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. Also, did you know that in Scotland, they don't call it hiking, they just call it walking. So you could like be going on like a month-long backpacking trip and they'd still call it walking, or you could like take like a 5-minute stroll down the street and it would also be called walking.
Which brings up a really interesting point. Like this is a debate we've had many times where it's like, where does hiking end or walking end and hiking begin?
Yeah.
Like what's the difference? Because I've done hikes that are short that everyone calls a hike, but it was like 5 minutes.
Yeah. I don't know. That's
you can walk like 2 hours around your neighborhood, but that's not a hike. It's a walk.
It's a very blurry line, that one.
So when you were standing in front of it, because you were there overlooking it.
Yeah, but it was really foggy, so I don't even...
Oh, you can't even really see the peak.
No.
Yeah.
Oops.
I was just curious about how it compared to scale of like some of the mountains we've done here.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't see.
Yeah. Okay.
I could not see the top, let me tell you. Yeah, there was like a map that like at like the top of the gondola, because obviously like from the gondola you could hike up, or like in the winter you'd ski, or like you could take another gondola, but it was like not operating in the summer. But there was like a map that showed like all the mountain ranges in view and like their heights and stuff. So it's the tallest in the UK, and it's one of the UK's most famous natural landmarks. Obviously, it's the anglicized version of it because it's Gaelic, however one says that. But it's many people translate it to mean a venomous mountain.
Is that because it's dangerous?
I have like the statistics of how many people have died. I don't know why it's called Venomous Mountain, but that's just like what the people like way back when called it, which might be like if it once it was first named, if that was like the tallest mountain in the UK, then like they're not wandering off to different countries. It probably was like super dangerous and stuff like that. Anyway, so it's over 4,000 feet, and it is the tallest peak anywhere for 70 kilometers, crossing the North Sea to the west coast of Norway. It was once an active volcano, and what we see now is the remains of a volcano that collapsed in on itself. That, coupled with the glacial eroding, has shaped the mountain into what it is today.
That makes sense. I didn't know it was a volcano, but it kind of has like a kind of concave.
I feel like everything was a volcano at one point.
Back in the day, yeah.
Yeah. But the first recorded ascent to the summit was completed in 1771 by a botanist from Edinburgh.
A botanist. I wonder what sent him off on that.
Yeah, I don't know if he was trying to see like what kind of like wildlife was up there. Like not wildlife, but like flowers, I guess.
Really passionate about flowers. You go to the ends of the earth to find new flowers.
So over 150,000 hikers or walkers, as they're referred to in the UK, like I said, hike Ben Nevis every year, with a majority using what is called the mountain track to make their way to the summit. There are obviously different, more difficult paths that require scrambling, and rock climbers ascend what is known as Ben Nevis's North Face.
Okay, so there's like technical routes up.
Yeah, so there is technical routes. So there's ruins of an observatory can be found at the summit, which is still used as a shelter in emergencies. And because its roof is higher than any point at the summit, it is technically the tallest man-made structure in the UK.
So when we did Washington, and there's all the buildings on the top of, so that
would be the tallest man-made structure in the Northeast.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Today's story doesn't have a whole lot of information, a little disclaimer. All the information I found comes from one source and a newspaper. So technically two sources. But so the newspaper...
At least you're giving your sources. I forgot to in my last couple episodes.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, no. You should add them.
I can edit it in technically.
Yes. So one of them is a newspaper, and then the other one is a WordPress blog, which is written by a mountain rescue veteran named David Whaley, who also nicknamed Heavy, who recounts different rescues that he was part of while in the mountain rescue. But the story is actually written by the team leader of his mountain rescue team named Pete Kirkpatrick. So it's Pete's like actual recounting of the rescue. So like I said, not a whole lot of information, but...
And what year was this?
Oh, 1990.
Okay, so pretty recent then.
Yes.
Interesting that there's not more accounts. When you said that, I would have thought that it was like a while ago.
So like he like talks about his own like rescues because like a lot of them don't ever like become like known to the public.
Right.
Like rescue, like think about how much like rescue in this story alone, they did like 6 rescues or something. So since 1849, there have been over 100 recorded fatalities. I mean, that's only recorded.
I mean, the fact that it's since the 1850s makes me think probably not that many more during the time span. I feel like we've gotten pretty good.
Yeah, but like that's really not that many for like a pretty big mountain where people are like skiing. Like
150,000 a year. So that's, I mean, pretty good stats as far as not dying on the mountain.
Most of these deaths are a result of people being caught in avalanches, climbing the north face, getting lost in bad weather, and falling down steep edges and cliff faces. So very rarely do people die climbing what is essentially the tourist route unless they've accidentally wandered off the main path. So these are like people that are generally like, know what they're doing, but then like something bad happens.
Right. And probably some cases too of the classic, like, because it is so many people go.
Oh, yeah.
Probably some, the classic cases of people being unprepared and going up on the mountain.
Yes.
The weather shifts and all of a sudden you're stuck up on a big mountain.
Yeah. And it's like, that's like a big thing is like that the weather just like changes like really quickly, you know. I think that's like pretty... I mean,
a given in the mountains, really.
Yes, but Scotland's like, the weather was like all over the place. I literally stopped checking the weather after the first day because it was like, it always, one day it said it was going to rain 75 millimeters after like the first day saying it wasn't going to rain at all. And then it didn't rain once. So it was like, so like, there was no point in checking because the weather changes every 2 seconds.
Yeah,
so
I think you got really lucky because I think it's...
Oh, we had like sunshine like constantly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, the
weather gods so happy to see you.
The weather gods were happy to see us. So while tragedy has struck this mountain many times, sometimes against all odds, a life is saved. So this is the story of Gary Smith and of the men and women who refuse to give up. Because not all heroes wear capes, some wear crampons and carry stretchers. So Gary Smith was a 17-year-old venture scout from Ashton-under-Lyne, Lincolnshire. So he wasn't a hardened mountaineer. He had some training, some equipment, a survival bag, and decent clothing. But like many young adventurers, he was inexperienced. There's not a whole lot of information why he was up on the mountain. Like he just...
You probably don't know if he was like solo. Was he with a group?
No, he was alone. Like he was a scout. So I guess he probably had like some skills and then wanted to test them. Like because it was just like the rescuer's account and then one newspaper clipping where like he did give some information, but he never said like why.
Did his parents drop him off at the mountain?
There's literally no information about any of this.
But like, are there houses around? Like, do you recall? Are there like towns and houses around the mountain?
Yeah, there's Fort William really close by.
Okay. I'm just kind of curious as to like.
But his parents came up from Manchester.
Okay.
So they weren't there.
Oh, okay.
Like his parents didn't, they like literally drove up from Manchester.
I'm just curious about how like a 17-year-old, he's 17, right?
Yeah.
How a 17-year-old just gets to a big old mountain.
I don't know. And it was winter too.
Yeah.
Maybe it was winter break.
I guess you can drive.
Yeah.
17-year-olds can drive. Why did I think 17-year-olds can't drive?
Yeah. So I literally, I don't know why, but he set out to do Ben Nevis that winter. So maybe it was just like, he thought he had like the training. He wanted to do something. He wanted to, like, maybe he had a love of mountains like you do.
I respect the ambition, definitely.
Yeah. But his decision would change dozens of lives forever. So this is the start of his 50-hour fight for survival. So the last thing he did before leaving his home before going up to Ben Nevis that weekend was to read some survival technique handbook, which he kept by his bed. So, you know, he had like some sort of survival instinct at least. He like read a little book.
Right. He's not going into this totally blind.
No.
He understands that there's some risk here.
Yeah. And he did have like emergency stuff. He had like a survival bag. He had some clothing. He had emergency food. Like, he was like prepared.
Yeah. The pinnacle of like unpreparedness that I've seen on the trails, I'll never forget the first time I climbed Katan, which I mean, okay, I guess I have my own stories of being unprepared from that trip.
You're not
Like,
going to talk about your own.
Well, so I was going to bring up a person I saw on the summit, but then kind of forgetting that my journey to the summit was pretty. So the first time I climbed Katan, I'll tell the story really quick.
Yeah.
I had to go to the University of Maryland for work. And I could have flown, but then I hadn't traveled very much at that point in my life. So I was like, maybe I'll hop in the car. I'll do a solo road trip down the US and, you know, live a little bit, see the big world, do all the things. So I planned a bunch of hikes I was going to do along the way. Katan was on that list, mostly because a good friend of mine, Delan, he had climbed it, told me all about it. It looked like incredible.
Yeah. And it's accessible and like it was on the way, probably.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like for the East Coast, this mountain she's a big one.
Yeah.
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 So I was like, I gotta do Katan. I was like pretty young in my hiking career, so I was like very unprepared. I brought very little water, no real snacks or food.
Which like these days would be unheard of.
Yeah, no first aid. Oh yeah.
Well, that you never have.
First aid?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I have you though. Yeah. So yeah, I would just find I think about our hikes now. I have a protein bar before and after enduring.
I was gonna say you would never go anywhere without food.
Yeah, well, even just the hiking we did this weekend. By the way, it's peak fall colors right now, and it's
magical.
It's so beautiful out.
Yeah.
I go and do Katan, and I did the A-Ball Trail. So there's a few different routes up.
That's the one that we did, right?
That's the one we did together, yeah. So my understanding of the A-Ball is that it's kind of in the middle as far as difficulty. So you hike up past the tree line, and then, well, you did it with me. Once you get to a certain point, there's kind of a trail, but not really.
Not really. Yeah, it's really easy to get lost.
Yeah, like there's some parts where you're like, okay, there's a trail here.
But like a lot of because they had like the spray paint markers.
Yeah.
But like some of it was like really faded.
Yeah, and it was like blue, so it almost blended in with the gray rock a little bit too once it faded.
Yeah.
So there are some parts where it's like clearly there's a trail here. But for the most part, you're kind of climbing over rocks and boulders and you're looking up the mountain for the next blue marker. Yeah. So my first time doing it, I got totally off track, and then I kind of stopped and looked around at a certain point, and I was like, I am lost on the side of this mountain, totally exposed. There's a big drop beneath me. I'm not on the trail.
Did you have all trails at that point?
Ooh, yeah. Well, I was using all trails. I don't know if I had it open at that moment.
Because I remember when we did it, we did get off track once.
And we used
but we noticed because all trails was like, that's not the way.
Yeah, I wasn't navigating. No. Okay. I was very young, very naive.
Yeah, that's okay.
So then I look over and way down the mountain, there are like two little specks from where I was standing. I see this couple coming up. So I was like, I'm just going to pick my way towards them. And I got to them, and they were a lovely younger couple around my age at the time. And I was like, you guys are going to adopt me the rest of the day.
They must have loved that.
They did. We had a great time. So we got up to the top together. They gave me some of their food and water because I was incredibly unprepared.
I wonder what they thought of you.
Yeah, I don't know. They were like very
like hospitable.
They were very young and free.
Yeah. But it's just like, if we came across somebody like that, I feel like there would be like a little bit of judgment. So
oh yeah,
I'm just
maybe a little bit.
I wonder what deep down they thought.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So anyway, I was vastly unprepared and got rescued from the side of this mountain by this lovely couple. All this to say, I was going to make fun of a kid I saw at the top who had Crocs on.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Crocs?
Yeah. I'm guessing he came up the Saddle Trail, which is the easiest route.
Yeah. But still, there's still a lot of rocks to climb, isn't there?
5,000. You're climbing a 5,000-foot mountain with Crocs on.
That's crazy.
I know. I was going to make fun of him, but then I was like,
I mean, good for him.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe at least as long as he had water and food, you know. He's good. But no water? That's like, there's not even a stream up there.
I know, and I'm the thirstiest guy ever.
As you go to drink water. So, like I said, last thing he did was read his survival technique handbook. Near the top of the mountain, around 3,500 feet up, he slipped and banged his knee and then found that the rest of his legs started to get numb. He didn't make it up to the top, but he almost made it up to the top. So it's just over 4,000, I think. It's 4,413 feet. And at 3,500 feet, roughly, he slipped and banged his knee. So he didn't make it all the way up. But again, this is winter. He knew because of his survival book and stuff and like probably his scout training that if he went back up or like down, he'd probably hurt himself even more. So instead, he decided to get shelter somewhere. So he found some rocks sticking out from the snow and dug himself before wrapping himself in his emergency bag. So he he's got some like
very much prepared. Like he has all the gear with him.
Yeah, like he had like a proper is it called like
bivouac.
Yeah, that one.
Bivouac.
So like he dug himself in the snow, so he's protected from the wind. He's in his thing, so he's staying warm ish. He's got it kind of figured out. So this is on Monday. So on Monday, he didn't sleep as he was thinking of ways to get down. On Tuesday, a helicopter circled, but ultimately flew away, which like that probably was like heartbreaking, like thinking that somebody was going to like maybe come rescue you and they just kind of fly away.
Yeah. And obviously he had his reasonings, but I just feel like if I only had one leg, like if I had one working leg, I feel like I would just hobble my way down somehow, you know?
Yeah, because like all it says is that he banged his knee and then found that his legs started to get numb. And yeah, he does have a good reasoning and thinking like if he does go down, like he's going to damage it more. But also at this point, like it's been 2 days now and you might die. Would you not rather risk hurting your leg a little bit more than the risk of death?
But I mean, obviously he has his, like, he seems like a very smart kid. Obviously he had his reason.
Yeah, he must have had, like, obviously we don't know, like, what the weather conditions are. Well, yeah, we kind of do. Like, it was really bad.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
Like I said, Tuesday, helicopter circled, but flew away. His hands were too cold to open a can of soup from his emergency rations. So he didn't eat anything, but also, like, I feel like that's such an early, like, thing to do. Like, have a can of soup as your backup. Like, that's what a horrible backup meal.
I know that, like, I've definitely done some overnighters where you just bring a can of soup.
Have you?
Yeah, like well, the first ever overnighter like bushcraft thing I did.
Yeah.
I went out. Well, Alana, who I mentioned earlier, we went together and we literally just brought cans of food.
Yeah.
And because we had a little fire and we just
and you just put it on
the
top.
fire. Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of cute.
Yeah.
But that's like for that situation. I don't know what the 90s were like. Obviously, there was like freeze-dried food and stuff, but like he's 17 years old. He probably doesn't have like access to that. Like he doesn't sound like a big.
And the whole concept of lightweight backpacking is a new thing too.
Yes. And like he's obviously like not super into like all this stuff. Like he's into it, but he's not like.
He's young.
Yeah. Like I don't think he's like spending his money on like freeze-dried meals at this point.
Yeah.
Like that probably costs a lot of money. So all day Tuesday, he prepared for another night on the mountain, not having seen another person in the 2 days he had been up there.
Oh, and yeah, the helicopter is just so heartbreaking.
Yeah, so like that's like, so he hadn't seen a single person and then he sees the helicopter and it just flies away. But he didn't give up hope. If I've learned anything from survival stories is you cannot give up hope.
Mindset is everything. You have to believe that you're going to get out of there.
One of his things that he did was to stay warm was actually think about heat. So he like imagined bonfires and central heating and like he really thought about the heat and stuff, and like that's what he kind of attests like to him staying warm and surviving is like just hoping and really focusing on, you know, staying warm. So.
Yeah, and that's like, have you ever seen like monks and like people who are like really into meditation?
Yeah,
they'll sit outside like in snowstorms.
What?
And they'll actually like through breathing like raise their body temperature.
Oh, interesting.
So all that to say, there is a little like there is something there where you can actually.
Yeah, and I think like the mind is like so like if you're like really focused, like I'm warm, like I'm not gonna like this is not gonna kill me. Like I think that does a lot for you.
The mind's really powerful and it's really easy to trick too.
Yeah. So yeah, good for him because he's 17 years old, and I feel like at 17 I would be like, absolutely not. This is it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wait, no, why? Why did I say yep?
It is this hope that allowed him to survive one more night up on the mountain. And on Wednesday, he was discovered barely conscious, soaked through to the skin, and half covered in a plastic sheet, torn to shreds by his crampons. That same weekend, the mountain rescue team was on a routine training exercise in the Aerocar. I couldn't look up all of them. I also couldn't remember all of them. So by Sunday, they were already exhausted after being diverted to a rescue in Glencoe. Too tired to return home, they stayed at the King's House Hotel overnight. By Monday, the weather had turned, and that day they were called to search for 2 overdue climbers. And then on Tuesday, a more serious call came in. Gary Smith was missing on Ben Nevis. The conditions were brutal. Wind, sleet, mist. Exhaustion hung heavy over everyone, and with it was a quiet opinion that with the weather the day before, his lack of experience, and the statistics of the mountain, Gary wasn't coming out of it alive.
Oh, that's so heartbreaking.
Yeah, so they kind of like just thought, that they would have to like find a body.
It wasn't, they're not searching for, they're looking for a body.
But like that was just like a quiet opinion. It wasn't like an official opinion, I don't think.
Yeah, just like they were talking amongst themselves and they're like, realistically, this kid's probably
because
dead.
Over 120 people scoured the mountain. So like I don't think you'd bring 120 people to find a dead body.
Right. So they very much had hope he was alive.
I think because he's a 17-year-old kid is like the issue is like...
When you're 17, you feel old, but like when you're an adult talking about a 17-year-old, like, that's a baby, but obviously not.
But he's still technically a child.
Yeah,
so like
100%.
I feel like that's probably why there were so many people. So yeah, there was 120 people. There was search dogs, helicopters. The police came, like a bunch of mountain rescues came.
Do you know when exactly the search started?
So it started on Tuesday, I think.
So in the helicopter?
No, it happened Wednesday, sorry.
And that's why it's so important to really tell people when they can expect you home by.
But like in the 1990s, you don't have cell phones.
No, but you can like tell your parents or something. You know what I mean?
But I'm saying like if his parents are in Manchester.
Yeah.
So like hours away.
Yeah, but just have someone that you touch base with after a big hike, like a big mountain hike.
Yeah, like maybe
that.
if he had found like he must have been staying somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere that probably had a phone and be like, hey, if you don't hear from me by this point. Yeah. I mean, I'm saying this as someone who's never done that in his life, especially I did that Gatan story I told earlier. I didn't tell anyone where I was going. So it's easy to sit here and say that, but it is incredibly important to do.
Yeah, and like again, because there's not very much information about this, it's like I have no idea. Like they really didn't like.
Yeah,
we don't know.
But that's like the difference between the search starting that night versus 24 hours later, basically.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like so like he hurt himself Monday, and like the search didn't start till Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have started Monday night. Like if he didn't come back, they could have started Tuesday morning or something like that. So he would only have like a day maybe out there. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, if his mom's anything like mine, if she doesn't hear from me like within like half an hour of like a time frame where I told her I would message her, it's like, oh, the FBI is looking for me.
Oh, that's good for this scenario sometimes. So inside the Fort William police station, the nerve center of the operation, hope was thinning. And in the dark of night, that hope almost snapped. People began quietly voicing the opinion that bodies don't need rescuing, only finding, but still the search went on. So like they said, there's literally, nobody thought this guy was alive. Like you said, almost 50 hours. He's like inexperienced. He's a child. Like people
exposed on a mountain.
Yeah, and it's like bad weather. But on Wednesday, the team searched north of the main path above Halfway Lock-in. And that's when Peter Kirkpatrick stopped. He saw something impossible. A hand waving. He recounts thinking, how can a dead man be waving? Gary was alive, but barely. He was soaked, frostbitten, and shivering inside a ripped survival bag. Like I said, the crampons ripped it, but also probably like the weather, like it was really windy. So he was very lucky to survive.
Yeah, I probably had to crawl in and out a few times too, so that probably wore down the bag.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that because you have to go to the bathroom at some point. At least he had water.
Yeah.
Like, again, there's really not. I wish, like, this guy, like, wrote, like, a book like all the other people
did. It'd be
did.
so cool to get his perspective.
Because, like, 50 hours, like, what was he thinking? But all it said in the newspaper article was that, like, what he, like, said, because he obviously spoke to the reporter, was, like, all he was thinking about was heat. Like, so I guess that was, like, his main thing.
Yeah.
which
It's
is
just focusing, like hyper focusing on this one thing that can keep him alive.
Yeah. So once other members of the rescue team arrived, they quickly began changing him into dry clothes and warming him up by wrapping him in sleeping bags, hats, and gloves. Because the weather was so bad and it was really misty, the helicopters couldn't do any like searching above. So once they did find him, they were obviously going to take him out by helicopter, but they had to wait until the mist cleared, which it did just in time. So then the helicopter came and took him away from the mountainside. So in Fort William Police Station, the cheers erupted. Across radios, voices cracked with relief. Gary's father, binoculars in hand, watched as his son was lifted into the sky. Gary was rushed to the hospital with frostbite and hypothermia, but he was still alive. So there were no headlines, no glory, just exhausted men and women who gave everything because someone needed them. So that's kind of like the thing. It's like so many things happen in like a day and like a season that like nobody really like don't get attention because they're not like flashy enough. But like people are like out there rescuing people all the time and like bad things happen. We just don't hear about them.
Oh, constantly.
So it's like kind of just like a little reminder of that.
Yeah, and this story just had that extra level of spice, whereas like the young kid out there for 3 days.
Which is like nuts that there's nothing more about it.
Yeah, it'd be really cool to hear from him and his perspective. But he probably doesn't even want to talk about this anymore.
But it's kind of cool. So this became the rescue, like a bunch of the rescuers, like their proudest moment. Like this was like, you know, finding a kid after 50 hours. Like that's a pretty big accomplishment.
Yeah.
But in 2017, Gary's brother sent an email to the mountain rescue. He obviously found like the blog or like the name of the guy who found him, and he sent him like a little follow-up email. So Gary had joined the mountain rescue himself. He became a father of 5, and he now works as a charge nurse in the emergency room. So lives are saved because Gary's life was saved. Like I said, a little reminder of hope, and like it's kind of cute like that he then decided to join a mountain rescue team because obviously this had like huge like impact on his life.
He probably wanted to give back to the people who, you know, returned the favor in a way.
So there's this story is a reminder that there is always hope because sometimes dead men do wave. And when they do, it's because someone never stopped looking.
So what are some things that you could do in that situation, aside from just have the willpower to not die?
Yeah.
See, and like today we have the benefit of we have InReaches, things like that. Like we have like a lot more technology that would make it easier.
Yes.
But outside of that, what are some things you could do to avoid that situation?
I mean, like, yeah, I don't think he should have gone up solo in the first place.
Yeah.
Like that was like probably his first mistake. Like an inexperienced person going up in the middle of winter on like a mountain that's like mountains are always notorious for bad weather.
Yeah.
But like just because it's like fine down below doesn't mean it's like fine up top.
Yeah, you have to be prepared. Like the weather is the biggest thing in the mountains for sure. Yeah, I guess I keep thinking about how if he just told someone what time they could expect him back by.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. Like that was a very simple like.
Yeah.
He's obviously staying somewhere.
Such an easy, simple thing to do, and that cuts 24 hours. At least 24 hours sooner, people would have been up there looking for him probably.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, and it was like kind of like lucky that all these people were in the area because they'd been doing the training and because they'd been like, they're all there because they were in the training, then they had a bunch of other calls, and then because the weather was so bad, they weren't able to leave.
Right.
So it was like really like a lot of things that like lined up for him. Like the bad weather caused him to like injure himself, but also like probably saved him too.
Wow, that was a great story. Thank you for sharing.
You are welcome.
That was lovely.
Thank you for listening.